Farming mobile app Onside is targeting overseas expansion and is looking to do so through a Series A capital round. The technology removes the need for paperwork on farm by managing health and safety risks digitally. Joining me to discuss is co-founder and chief executive Ryan Higgs. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
How much are you looking to raise?
Yeah, we're still looking at the exact number, but we've raised about 6 million to date, and so this will be a material raise for us to ensure that we can expand into these new markets and do that successfully.
Where are you looking to head to?
Yeah, so we've just been looking. I mean, there's two really interesting markets for us. One would be the US, and the other would be Europe. So we're just looking to decide what the right market, next market for us is. I think Europe looks really, really interesting. So I think that's probably where we'll go.
Why Europe in particular? What's the opportunity there?
Yeah, I mean, there's about 1.5 million, rural properties or farms over there. We've actually already got customers in the UK, and we know that the solution's working really well for them. And they have similar laws and regulations to New Zealand, so it's a simple transition to head over there.
Are there any areas in Europe in particular you want to get into?
Yeah, I mean, our strong markets in New Zealand are viticulture and intensive horticulture. There's massive opportunity in those sectors over in Europe. Some of the biggest wine producers in the world are over in that part of the world. So we know the solution works really well for those guys.
And is your technology unique in that respect? You're not going to come up against any competition over in Europe?
Well, I think there's always competition. Our solution integrates seamlessly across, check in, check out. So people know when people are coming and going from properties through to dealing with compliance, but then also like productivity and biosecurity management, which, as far as we're aware, there's not a lot of solutions that span that breadth of capability, and particularly focused 100% on the agri sector. So, we're not a generic tool. We're actually very, very focused on the rural sector. We know it really well.
Going back to your fundraising, so you've raised about 6 million so far. How much in total do you need to get overseas again?
Yeah, so we've done 3 raises through the company's history. So we've done a pre-seed, a seed, and a bridge round. So we completed a $2.1 million bridge round towards the end of last year. And so, we're looking at the moment at what capital requirements are required to, continue to push our products forward, but then also launch into that third market. It will be a material raise for us, probably up to 10 million.
Okay, and who do you need to get that from? I know you've had some big raises before from the likes of Callaghan Innovation, Stephen Tyndall's K1W1. Are they going to be involved?
Yeah, we've got a really supportive shareholder base. I mean, the founders still own over 50% of the business and are super excited by, the progress we're making. So it'll be a balance between, what the existing shareholders are wanting to provide, and then getting some new capital in there particularly from an investor that has experience in those overseas market and can connect us with the people we need to be connected with. But we anticipate there'll be strong demand from our current shareholder base.
You've had conversations with new shareholders. You've got someone lined up?
Well, I'm in Sydney right now, sitting in a hotel, ready to do an investor presentation tomorrow night. We've talked to a lot of the Australia, New Zealand, certainly VCs over the last couple of years as we've been on our journey. So we know those guys pretty well.
I know there's been talk in the past. You've looked at the United States, or you're hoping to get into the United States as well. What's the plan there?
Yeah, I mean, we've looked at both the US and the European markets. I mean, a state like California has enormous agriculture and horticultural, sectors. So does Texas. There's massive viticulture in California, then into Washington State with apples. And so that's really where our product works really nicely, is in those intensive horticultural or farming operations. So, the market opportunities over there are massive.
Okay, and are there any time frames when you might be in Europe and the United States? What's the plan?
Yeah, I mean, our current plan is to, we're currently focused obviously in New Zealand and Australia, but sort of first quarter of next year is what we're targeting. So get this capital raise done, and then consolidate our home markets, and then launch into that third market so that we can continue to scale the company up.
What do you need to do to scale up back at home? Do you need to employ more people or add any new technology to your business in Christchurch?
Well, I mean, we've been working really hard in since the last capital raise to build a really amazing team. We've got really all the leadership in place in the business now. So I've got leaders across sales, marketing, product tech, data science, and have just hired a CFO. So we've really got the team in place now. Our go-to-market's working really well. So we've proven that we can repeatably grow and scale revenue up. So really, it's just about applying that to a different market. There's always going to be tweaks, but we're pretty comfortable and excited by how go-to-market's working now. So just launching it over there and getting stuff in.
You've got the team in place. You've recently received that $4 million grant from the government to help scale up locally. Will that help with new partnerships?
Yeah, so the government investment was specifically around scaling up our biosecurity technology. So that's a $4 million co-investment. So the government provides $4 million, we provide $6 million. So it's a $10 million total project. And really it's targeted at, providing the agri sector in New Zealand with the world's most advanced biosecurity technology. And so biosecurity is a big deal all around the world. And so, we see massive opportunity for that technology globally.
Yeah, so what's next? You've got these two nations lined up. I guess it's only up from here for you.
Yeah, I mean, we've made a lot of progress in the last 5 years. The technology is working really well. It fits the market beautifully. And so, yeah, we're just looking to just get stuck in now, really.
And is there anything you need to do with the technology itself, or is it fit for purpose for quite a number of years?
Yeah, I mean, the technology, we've got a really solid foundation from an architectural standpoint. And we did a whole lot of, localization work when we launched into Australia. So we kind of have our head around how to launch into a new market. Certainly we'll target English-speaking countries so we don't have to deal with language, off the bat. But certainly the technology is well built, well architected, performing really well. So it should be simple to launch into, a bigger market and scale up.
And you've got currently around 45,000 users, 14,000 properties and 4,000 rural businesses connected in your three markets of New Zealand, Australia and the UK. Well, what's your outlook there? Are you hoping to double that, or what's your plan?
Yeah. Yeah, so we have two types of customer. We have people that manage farms, orchards and vineyards, so manage rural properties. And then we also have contractors and service providers that come and go. So the software is currently used on over 14,000 properties across Australia and New Zealand, and also we have some customers in the UK. We have about 45,000 registered users. So, I mean, the plan is just to continue to double. I mean, we doubled revenue last year. Our plan is to double revenue again. And so we're trying to maintain that cadence of doubling and continuing to grow rapidly.
Okay, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks very much.